Welcome to this video for Parkinson's and mobility. So I developed the 24 form, or adapted the 24 form, so there was no backwards movements. Obviously a lot of people with Parkinson's can't move backwards without falling. A lot of people with mobility issues also can't move backwards without falling. I've also taken out some of the turns that are in 24 form, but I'm going to give the option in the videos of being able to add those turns if you're capable of it. Whatever your mobility or condition, always of course make sure that with your professional or your GP that Tai Chi is a safe thing for you to be doing. And if you're doing this at home, make sure you've got plenty of room and you're not likely to trip over your dog or wife, husband, child, or your sofa. So when I teach Parkinson's in the class or mobility, it faces forward the whole time. So I'm going to do both versions, facing forward and with turns. The first movement we're going to do is the opening commencement and part the horse's mane. So we'll begin with just the hands, beginning with the left hand under the ball, part the horse's mane, hold the ball, bottom hand goes up, top hand goes down. Don't turn the hands until you get to hold the ball again. Bottom up, top down. Turn the ball. Bottom up, top down. Obviously occasionally you might need to move around a little bit more on the feet, or you might need to move around less on the feet, or you might even need to sit. You can still do this, especially if you're sitting. Beware of lifting the hand too far, because when you're sitting, the tops of your arms will ache more easily than when you're doing this standing. So, in short form, the adapted short form, there are 3 part the horse's mane. So we'll have part the horse's mane left, holding the ball, part the horse's mane right, then holding the ball, then part the horse's mane left. I made that look quite easy, didn't I? It can be quite difficult to get the coordination, one up, one down, so keep doing separate for as long as you need. Straight up, straight down. And then for developing this, make it more of a figure of 8 movement. I'm exaggerating this slightly. But as you're stepping as well, you've got a lot more room for movement here. So a figure of 8. If you were doing an S and a backwards S, you end up with this kind of shape. The way I get people to remember the name, part the horse's mane, is imagine you're lifting up hair and stroking it with your other hand. Hold the ball, lift up the hair, stroke. For the stepping in, for the Parkinson's and mobility class, we're just going to go straight forwards. So how we do this is we try and keep the feet shoulder width apart still and move the weight across. We're trying to keep everything in line with the head. So we're going to try not to lean like this. Try and keep the head nice and straight so we've got the string from the ceiling. Move across. Step forwards. Move the weight. Step in. Step forwards, remembering to step out so your feet are still shoulder width apart. Step in and step back out. Step in, step back out. Again, feet shoulder width apart all of the time. If I pull my front foot back, you'll see they're shoulder width apart. You can slightly adapt this. So you can turn your toes only to the corner and then step forward. Then we end up in a really good bow stance, which is the proper stance of Tai Chi. This depends on your ability to be able to move your weight backwards. When you move your weight back, hinge slightly at the hips forwards. Don't let the shoulders come back, because then you can lose your weight backwards. We don't want you doing that. So make sure your weight is always forwards, moving through the hips, not letting the shoulders come back. You see, there's quite a lot of difference. If you have mobility issues, it's quite important to feel that weight going through the middle of the foot. Because when you push back, or when you move the weight back, you should still be able to push through that front foot. That way you know that you've got your body in the right position, the shoulders aren't too far back, and your balance should stay good. About knowing your own body and being body aware of yourself and knowing what you're capable of. Lift the toes. Rotate toes only to the corner. Sit into that foot, and you can stop with this other foot in the middle, put it down for balance, and then step back out. You've got to move this foot outwards so that you end up with your feet shoulder width apart. For people with mobility problems, it's even more important to not end up with the feet in line, because you're going to have balance issues. This has to be stepped out. Again, move the weight back, but making sure, again, the shoulders stay forward. Lift toes and turn. Sit into the right foot. Put the toe down in the middle if you need, and then step back out again. Front foot forwards, back foot to the corner. Some people might not be able to do quite that much, so you do what's comfortable. So, now we add some hands. We're going to turn the right toes. Bring the left hand under the ball, step forward. One up, one down. Weight slightly forward. Now, if you're stepping in, step in. If you're rotating toes, you'll move the weight slightly back. Remember, shoulders in front of hips. Lift the toes and turn the toes to the corner. Then step in, toes down. Hold your ball. Stepping back out, pushing that foot shoulder width apart. One up, one down as you move the weight forwards. This should, again, feel nice and stable. Make sure your weight is in the right place. So you can either step in, or if you're turning, rotate. Bring the left hand under the ball, toes down in the middle, and then step when you know you've got the balance. Move the weight. So that's your part of the horse's mane. I'm going to do it your way with you. We're also going to start with the commencing form, which I'd forgotten to add in, which is just one lift as high as the chest and sinking down. For the mobility class, I don't tend to do the opening, which begins with feet shoulder width apart and then steps out. I don't tend to do that for the mobility class, but if, again, you feel you can do that well enough, it's a left foot step out, shoulder width apart, and then your commencement. And then left hand under the ball, part of the horse's mane, times 3. So if I go your way, I'm not going to do the opening. I'm going to start from feet shoulder width apart. We'll do the commencement, so lifting up once to the shoulders and coming down. Now you can either step forward with me and ignore the toe turn, or if you are turning and you've got the balance, rotate your right toes, left hand under the ball, and then step forward. As you move the weight forward, your left hand goes up, right hand goes down. Again, you can either step in, or you can move the weight back, keeping the shoulders forward, turn the toes. Bring the right hand under the ball, toes down. So if you're stepping in, you're in the same position now. Step out. weight forward, right hand goes up, left hand goes down. Take note of the feet, they're still shoulder width apart. Front foot is facing forward, 12 o'clock. Back foot is facing the corner. Either step in or move weight back and turn toes. Then left hand under the ball, toes down in the middle, step back out. Left up, right down. Now just for those that aren't able to turn toes, let's do a version which is just with the step through. So we go from a feet shoulder width apart, commencing form. Left hand under the ball, step forward. Move the weight forward slightly, left up, right down. Step in, right hand under the ball. Take as much time as you need to make each of these movements. Step forward, right hand up, left hand down. Now you might find your back foot, because it's facing forward, you might find this is a little uncomfortable. You can turn the foot out a little bit, or you can just go with it, because this is kind of going to be your walking position anyway. Then step in, left hand under the ball, step forward, part the horse's mane. If you can get to the point of being able to turn the toes, that's even better, because then your feet are always in the right position and it's going to feel more comfortable in the ankles than the step through. Next, we will do white crane, spreads wings, and I'll see you in the next video.